This is Margie Blaylock with Greenwood today, and we're bringing you two more authors today. It's Carrie Glenn Smith and Amy Alley. And we're going to start with you, Carrie. Tell us a little bit about your book, what inspires you to write, and why people would want to read your book.
Okay, initially I was inspired to write through an interest in songwriting. I've actually done a lot of songwriting and played in various places, but I found that the writing actually became really complex and was hitting on things that were hard to sum up in that type of format. So poems really evolved out of that, and kind of my interest in writing about art and creating paintings. So the collection got larger and larger as the years went by. I started writing, early teens and everything. So finally I put this book together, which happened a lot sooner than I really anticipated it. And it tackles a wide range of subject matters that are subdivided into different categories of chapters. And I guess I could say that the most common question I get is, what does the title of the book mean? Which is Nouveau Memento Mori. Nouveau being French, meaning new, and then Memento Mori is actually an Italian phrase from our history that means imagery reminiscent of mortality. So it means imagery that reminds us of being mortal, basically. It goes from extreme to extreme, and I find that a lot of people that have read the book really enjoy that. They say that they don't often have to be in just a particular mood to read it, and that I guess the best comment that I've gotten on the book so far is a friend of mine said that the best thing about the writing is that I feel beautiful when I read it, even though I don't feel like I always understand it. And actually, I'll be seeing her this Christmas, and she doesn't want me to explain anything to her. She says, it's like great art, that you don't always want to destroy the mystery through criticism. So that's, I guess, a little bit of details about the work.
Okay, and where can our Greenwood Today readers get your book?
You can get the book online. I have a publisher in Omaha that I will be working with at the end of the year, but I decided to self-publish first so that I wouldn't have to deal with too many editors, and I could put out exactly what I wanted to say. So you can go on blurb.com and go into the poetry section and search either my name, Carrie Glenn Smith, or the title, which is Nouveau Memento Mori, but the name is much easier to remember.
Okay, thank you so much. And our next author is Amy Alley. And we're glad to have you with us today, Amy. And if you will tell our readers and our viewers about your book, a little bit about your book.
Okay. My book is called The Absence of Anyone Else. And I'm also a visual artist. I teach art with Greenwood District 50. And I wanted to explore not just writing, because I've always been passionate about writing. I love writing. I also wanted to kind of explore a little bit of writing about the creative process of visual art making, and also the parenthood. And my main character's name is Grace. She's a single mother of one son, and she also is an artist, and she's struggling with some decisions and choices between career, between family. And while my book is not autobiographical, and I can't stress that enough,
Yeah.
and I think there are some similarities because it's easier to write what you know. And of course you're going to draw, all great writers have often said they draw on their own experiences, and so trying to follow their footsteps, I did pull in what I thought were some authentic things, such as the creative process and painting, as well as parenting. But the book is a work of fiction, and it takes place in a town called Calgary, South Carolina, and also in Asheville, North Carolina. So it actually has a setting that the character's reflecting on in the past and the present. And it is about small town southern life does come into play, and the bonds of family, and a lot of things I think people, especially mothers and women, can relate to, and artists. I believe some of my friends that have already read the book that are artists have really said, wow, you really tapped into that creative process and that desire and that urge that many people don't feel, which is to make and write and just express yourself visually or through the written word.
Great. Now, where can we get your book?
My book is available at any internet bookseller, Amazon, Barnes & Noble. You can also get it from the publisher's website, which is James Rock Publishing Company, or Aeonian Press. But you can also get it at any bookstore. I don't know if Greenwood bookstores have started listing it yet, but if not, it should be available. And I will be having a signing sometime this month locally.
Okay, well, keep us updated, and we'll let our viewers know that.
Thank you.
And also, you two came in together today because you have together established the Poetry Circle here in Greenwood, correct?
Yes. Back in the spring, the Meridian Galleries invited me to start hosting a poetry circle on First Fridays. And we tried that for a few months, and while it was good, we had pretty good participation. We decided that some of the other First Friday events were just so wonderful that perhaps we should choose another night to host our poetry circle. And then we decided to possibly to look for another venue. And we did, just by coincidence, while Carrie and I were talking about places we could use and different options, Ivy Vartanian from the Greenwood Arts Council invited us to host our poetry circle at the Federal Building, which was a wonderful blessing because that's a great location, and it definitely gives us a lot to offer the community when they come in for the poetry reading.
Right, it's a beautiful place.
It is a gorgeous place.
And Carrie, if you'll tell us when the next poetry reading or poetry circle meets, where and what time?
Okay, the next meeting will be on the 5th of this upcoming month, which is this coming Thursday, and we meet at 6:30, and it's not just for poets, also, you know, if you write prose or working on novels or just anything, it was more established as something where writers can come in and get feedback from other writers, and you know, even if you're not a writer, feel free to come in and just, you know, soak it up and
Express feedback.
Express feedback as well.
So do you have poetry readings there too?
We do, and we're looking to expand in the future and offer events, such as, we decided we wouldn't lock ourselves into a definite time and place for everything we did, and we wanted to host some other different activities.
Yeah, guest speak. Hopefully, beginning of next year, guest
Yes.
speakers and such.
Oh, that's great.
First Thursdays.
Yeah, great for Greenwood. Congratulations to both of you on publishing your book, because that is an accomplishment. And we're glad to have you in the Greenwood area, and we appreciate you coming to greenwoodtoday.com.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.